The massive Imperial ship appeared in Earth's orbit without warning. Its dark hull blocked out the sun over several major cities as it moved across the sky, casting enormous shadows that sent chills through everyone who saw them. The year was 2157, and humanity's first official contact with alien life had arrived. But not in peace. The Imperial ambassador, tall and proud in his gleaming armor, materialized in the United Nations emergency session. His translated message was brief and cold. Your world has 30 days to surrender to the Empire. Resist, and we will destroy you. In the days that followed, the world changed. Old enemies became allies, and decades-long conflicts were set aside. The UN Security Council met in an underground bunker beneath the Swiss Alps, where General Tom Miller of the United States Space Force revealed humanity's greatest secret. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, his voice steady as he addressed the room of world leaders, "we are not as defenseless as the Empire believes. For the past 50 years, every major nation has contributed to a classified space defense program. We have ships, we have weapons, and we have soldiers ready to fight." The Chinese president leaned forward, her eyes narrowing. How many ships? 500 combat-ready vessels hidden in underground bases across the globe. Another 1,000 in final assembly. Miller's words caused a stir in the room. "We've been preparing since the Roswell incident. Every piece of alien technology we could salvage or reverse engineer, we did." The Russian president slammed his fist on the table. "Why were we not told?" "Because, Mr. President, we needed the Empire to believe we were primitive. They've been watching us, thinking our space programs were basic, our technology simple. They saw what we wanted them to see." Above them, the Imperial ship continued its orbit. Their sensors detected only what Earth allowed them to see: outdated satellites, primitive space stations, and regular radio communications. They didn't detect the quantum radar systems hidden in mountain ranges, or the energy shields protecting major cities, disguised as normal power grids. In a secret facility deep beneath the Australian outback, Commander Lisa Black watched as her crew prepared Earth's flagship, the EDS Defender, for battle. The ship was massive, built with a combination of human innovation and reverse-engineered alien technology. Its hull was made of smart metal that could repair itself, and its weapons were beyond anything the Empire expected the primitive world to possess. "Status report," she called out to her bridge crew. "All systems green, Commander. Shield generators at full capacity. Quantum drives ready for activation." Similar scenes played out in hidden bases across the planet. In the Sahara Desert, beneath the Antarctic ice, and in the depths of the Amazon rainforest, humanity's secret fleet prepared for war. The Imperial ambassador returned to his ship, confident in his mission's success. His report to the Empire was dismissive. "A primitive world, still fighting among themselves. They have basic space flight capabilities, nothing more. They will surrender or be destroyed." How wrong he was. On the 29th day, just hours before the Empire's deadline, President Maria Torres of the United World Council made humanity's response. Her message was broadcast globally and into space. To the Imperial fleet: "We, the people of Earth, reject your ultimatum. We choose freedom. We choose to fight. You believe us weak. This will be your last mistake. We have watched you watching us, and we are not what we seem. Come with your ships, your weapons, your armies. Earth stands ready." In orbit, the Imperial ship's sensors suddenly detected something new. Hidden defense platforms were powering up around the globe. Massive hangar doors were opening in mountains, deserts, and oceans. Earth's true face was finally revealing itself. The ambassador's final message to his fleet was urgent. "They deceived us. But the transmission cut off as Earth's first demonstration of power shook his ship. The war for Earth was about to begin, and humanity was ready. 50 years of preparation, of secret development, of playing weak while growing strong. It was all for this moment. The Empire thought they were hunting sheep, but they had walked into a den of lions. The real question wasn't whether Earth would fall. The question was, would the Empire survive what was coming? Deep beneath Mount McKinley in Alaska, massive steel doors groaned open for the first time in decades. The EDS Thunderbolt, Earth's most advanced stealth warship, rose from its underground berth. Its dark hull absorbed light rather than reflecting it, making it nearly invisible to both human eyes and Imperial sensors. Commander Alex White stood on the bridge, watching as status reports flooded his screens. Power systems at full capacity, quantum shields online, weapon systems ready. His crew worked with practiced efficiency, despite never having fought a real space battle. Years of simulation training were about to be put to the test. Across the globe, similar scenes unfolded. In the Ural Mountains, the Russian-built EDS Volga emerged from its hidden base, its railguns gleaming in the morning sun. Beneath the Sahara Desert, the African Alliance's pride, the EDS Savannah, powered up its engines, sand cascading off its massive hull as it rose from the dunes. The Imperial observers in orbit watched in shock as Earth's defenses revealed themselves. What they had dismissed as primitive radar stations transformed into advanced quantum sensor arrays. Ordinary communication satellites unfolded into battle stations. Power plants across the globe dropped their disguises, revealing themselves as shield generators capable of protecting entire cities. In the Pentagon's new underground command center, General Miller addressed his officers. The Empire's main fleet will arrive in 3 days. They expect to find a helpless planet. Instead, they'll face the largest ambush in human history. He gestured to a holographic display showing Earth's true military capabilities. We have 500 warships ready for immediate combat. Our orbital defense grid consists of 3,000 automated battle platforms. And then there's our secret weapon. The hologram shifted to show a massive ring-shaped structure hidden behind the moon. Project Archimedes, a gravity manipulation device capable of disrupting their faster-than-light travel. Once they enter our solar system, they won't be leaving until we let them. In orbit, the Imperial ambassador's ship attempted to flee, but found itself trapped by an invisible force field. Earth's quantum shields, hidden for so long, had already activated, creating an impenetrable bubble around the planet. Commander Lisa Black of the EDS Defender received her first combat orders. Disable the Imperial vessel. We want them to see everything we've been hiding. The Defender decloaked directly above the Imperial ship, its size dwarfing the alien vessel. The Empire had sent what they thought was an impressive warship to intimidate Earth. Now it looked like a rowboat next to an aircraft carrier. Target their engines, Lisa ordered. Minimal power. Let's not damage our future museum piece. A single shot from the Defender's smallest weapon system disabled the Imperial ship's engines. The ambassador watched helplessly as Earth's fleet emerged from hiding. Ships rose from the oceans, appeared from behind clouds, and decloaked in orbit. Each one represented decades of human ingenuity, combining stolen alien technology with human innovation in ways the Empire had never imagined. In his final transmission to the Empire, the ambassador's voice shook. They have weapons we've never seen. Defenses we can't penetrate. This isn't a primitive world. It's a fortress. The transmission was cut short as Earth's quantum jamming systems activated, cutting off all communication with the approaching Imperial fleet. They would arrive expecting an easy conquest, unaware that their advanced scout was now a prisoner and their enemy was far more powerful than they could imagine. In the following days, Earth's cities transformed. Hidden shield generators created protective domes over major population centers. Military bases that had masqueraded as farmland or desert outposts revealed their true nature, bristling with defense systems that put Imperial technology to shame. Humanity had spent 50 years preparing for this moment, hiding their true strength, letting the galaxy think they were weak. Now, as the Imperial fleet approached, that deception was about to pay off in spectacular fashion. The Empire's greatest mistake wasn't choosing to attack Earth. It was failing to realize that humans had been preparing for war since before they even knew the Empire existed. The Imperial fleet emerged from hyperspace near Jupiter's orbit, their massive ships casting long shadows across the gas giant's swirling clouds. 5,000 warships, the pride of the Empire's military might, moved in perfect formation. Their sensors swept the solar system, expecting to find a helpless planet defended by primitive satellites. At first, they found nothing. Admiral Jack of the EDS Defender watched from his cloaked position near Europa. All ships maintained stealth protocols. He transmitted to Earth's hidden fleet. Let them come closer. Let them think they're safe. The Imperial fleet advanced with confidence, their formation spreading wide to encircle the inner solar system. Their tactical displays showed only normal space debris and a few outdated human satellites. Exactly what they expected to see. First wave detected approaching Mars orbit, reported Lieutenant Mike from his station. Enemy ships maintaining attack formation. They haven't detected our presence. Jack allowed himself a small smile. Launched the drones. From hidden bases across the asteroid belt, thousands of unmanned combat drones activated. Each one was barely larger than a car, but packed with more firepower than a 20th century battleship. They had been waiting, dormant, for years. Now they swarmed toward the Imperial fleet like angry hornets. The Empire's first warning came too late. Their sensors detected the drones only seconds before impact. Evasive maneuvers. The Imperial commander shouted, but his ships were too large, too slow to react. The drones struck with devastating precision. Their quantum-tipped warheads phased through Imperial shields as if they weren't there, detonating inside engine rooms and weapon systems. Within minutes, 300 Imperial ships were crippled or destroyed. By the first star, the Imperial commander gasped. These can't be human weapons. They're too advanced. But they were human weapons, developed through decades of research and testing. Each drone was controlled by an artificial intelligence that could think and react faster than any living pilot. They danced between Imperial laser fire, struck their targets, and disappeared before the enemy could lock onto them. The Empire's response was predictable. They launched their fighters, thousands of small craft pouring from the hangars of their capital ships. But Earth was ready for this too. Phase 2, Jack ordered. Deploy the minefield. Scattered throughout the asteroid belt were millions of quantum mines, invisible to Imperial sensors. As their fighters pursued the drones, they flew right into this deadly trap. Space itself seemed to erupt as the mines activated, creating localized gravity wells that crushed Imperial fighters into balls of twisted metal. The Imperial fleet's neat formation began to break apart. Some ships retreated, others pressed forward, and still others spun helplessly, their systems corrupted by virus-carrying drones that had attached to their hulls. From his flagship, the Imperial commander watched in horror as his carefully planned assault fell into chaos. These humans, they knew we were coming. They prepared for us. "Sir," one of his officers called out. Large energy signatures detected behind Mars. The Earth fleet finally revealed itself. 500 warships, each one a testament to human engineering and reverse-engineered alien technology, emerged from their hiding places. They had been waiting patiently, letting the drones and mines do their work. Now it was time for the real battle to begin. Jack stood on his bridge, watching as his fleet moved into attack position. All ships, battle stations. Show them what humanity can do. The EDS Defender led the charge, its quantum weapons tearing through Imperial shields like paper. Other Earth ships followed, their attacks coordinated with precision that shocked the Imperial forces. Each human vessel fought with tactics the Empire had never seen before, using technology they hadn't known was possible. Within hours, the first wave of the Imperial assault had been shattered. Of the 5,000 ships that entered the solar system, nearly 1,000 were destroyed or disabled. The rest retreated in disarray, falling back to regroup near Jupiter. But this was just the beginning. Earth had revealed only a fraction of its true strength, and the Empire was about to learn just how costly their mistake had been. The real battle was about to begin. Jupiter's stormy surface reflected the flashes of battle as Earth's fleet pressed their advantage. The EDS Defender led the charge, its quantum drives leaving trails of blue fire against the gas giant's swirling clouds. Admiral Jack stood at the command center, his eyes fixed on the tactical display, showing the Imperial fleet's desperate attempt to regroup. "They're forming a defensive sphere," Lieutenant Mike reported. 4,000 ships remaining, but at least half shows significant damage from our first strike. Jack nodded, watching as the Imperial ships clustered together, their formation designed to create overlapping fields of fire. It was textbook Imperial tactics, and exactly what Earth had trained to fight against. "Launch Operation Thunderstorm," Jack ordered. Across the human fleet, special pods ejected from their ships. Each contained a quantum disruption device, technology the Empire believed impossible for primitive humans to possess. The pods disappeared into subspace, reappearing inside the Imperial formation. Detonation in 3, 2, 1. The pods exploded, not with fire or force, but with waves of quantum energy that rippled through space. Imperial shields flickered and died. Communication systems went dark. Their mighty warships, suddenly stripped of their advanced technology, floated helplessly in space. "All ships, execute attack pattern Delta," Jack commanded. "Remember your training. Hit and fade. Don't let them predict your movements." Earth's warships broke into small groups, attacking from multiple directions. They struck like wolves against a herd, darting in to fire their weapons before vanishing into the darkness of space. The Empire's rigid command structure broke down as individual ship captains, cut off from their leaders, tried to respond to attacks coming from everywhere at once. The Imperial Admiral watched in fury as his fleet was picked apart. "Impossible," he roared. "They're using our own technology against us, but better than we ever could." A young Earth officer named Lieutenant Emma, commanding her first combat mission aboard the EDS Swift, demonstrated why humans were so dangerous. When 3 Imperial cruisers cornered her ship, she didn't retreat. Instead, she accelerated directly at them, her ship's quantum drives pushing it to speeds the Empire thought impossible. Braced for tactical jump, she ordered her crew. The Swift vanished, reappearing between 2 Imperial ships. Her weapons fired, not at the ships themselves, but at the space between them. The quantum torpedoes detonated, creating a localized gravity well that pulled the Imperial vessels into each other. Across the battlefield, similar scenes played out. Earth ships used tactics the Empire had never seen before. They treated space itself as a weapon, using gravity manipulation and quantum physics in ways that made traditional space combat obsolete. "Sir," Mike called out to Admiral Jack, "the Imperial flagship is making a break for it. They're trying to reach light speed." Jack allowed himself a grim smile. "Activate Project Archimedes." Behind the moon, the massive ring structure that Earth had built in secret hummed to life. It generated a quantum field that spread throughout the solar system, making faster-than-light travel impossible. The Imperial flagship's engines flared and died as it hit the invisible barrier. "This is Admiral Jack to the Imperial flagship," he broadcast on all frequencies. "You entered our solar system expecting to find easy prey. Instead, you found a civilization that has spent half a century preparing for this exact moment. Surrender now, or face total destruction." The response came in the form of a massive energy spike from the Imperial flagship. They were preparing to fire their planet-killer weapon, a last desperate attempt to snatch victory from defeat. "All ships, clear the area," Jack ordered. Then, more quietly, "activate the mirror." A hidden satellite network around Earth activated, creating a quantum reflection field. When the Imperial flagship fired its weapon, the enormous energy beam bounced back, consuming the ship in its own destructive power. The remaining Imperial ships, watching their flagship disappear in a ball of fire, began broadcasting surrender signals. The counterstrike had succeeded beyond humanity's wildest expectations. But the war wasn't over. This was just one fleet, and the Empire had many more. They would return, and Earth would be ready. The next phase of the war was about to begin. 3 days after Earth's devastating counterstrike, space around Saturn lit up with thousands of energy signatures. The Empire had returned, this time with their elite guard, 10,000 warships, the largest fleet ever assembled in Imperial history. From the bridge of the EDS Defender, Admiral Jack watched the massive fleet's arrival. "They're not holding anything back this time," he noted. His bridge crew remained calm, despite facing a force that could reduce planets to ash. Elite Guard detected, Lieutenant Mike reported. "Their ships are more advanced than the first wave. Quantum-hardened shields, improved weapons. They learned from their first defeat." The Imperial Elite Commander's message boomed across all frequencies. "Humans, you have defied the Empire and destroyed our first fleet. This insult will not stand. Surrender now, or we will destroy not just your civilization, but your entire solar system." Earth's response came not in words, but in action. Hidden bases on Mars' moons, Phobos and Deimos, suddenly shed their rocky camouflage. The moons themselves were revealed to be massive battle stations, built over decades in complete secrecy. "Activate the Mars defense grid," Jack ordered. The battle stations powered up, their weapons charging. Between them, a massive energy web began to form, creating a barrier that no Imperial ship could penetrate. Earth had turned the entire orbit of Mars into a fortress. "They're splitting their fleet," Emma reported from her tactical station. 5,000 ships heading for Mars, 5,000 moving to flank through the asteroid belt. Jack nodded. "Just as we predicted. Commander Pierce, you have a go." In the asteroid belt, humanity's greatest secret weapon revealed itself. What the Empire had thought were simple rocks were actually camouflaged quantum weapon platforms. Thousands of them, all networked together into a single devastating weapon system. Commander Pierce, directing the asteroid defense grid from a hidden base on Ceres, gave the order. "Execute Operation Supernova." The asteroids began to glow, channeling energy through quantum links. The Imperial ships tried to retreat, but it was too late. A wave of pure quantum energy swept through space, bypassing shields and armor to directly affect the atomic structure of the Imperial ships. 5,000 elite guard vessels simply fell apart, their molecular bonds severed by forces they couldn't comprehend. It wasn't a battle. It was an execution. The remaining Imperial ships pressed their attack on Mars, believing they could overwhelm the defense grid through sheer numbers. They fired their most powerful weapons, unleashing enough firepower to shatter a planet. But the shots never reached their targets. Earth's quantum shield technology, far more advanced than anything the Empire possessed, absorbed the energy and redirected it back at the attackers. Imperial ships were destroyed by their own weapons. "They're bringing in their superweapon," Mike called out. A massive ship, twice the size of any other vessel, emerged from hyperspace. The Planet Breaker, pride of the Imperial fleet, capable of destroying entire star systems. Jack's response was calm. "Launch the quantum torpedoes." From Earth's hidden lunar bases, specially designed weapons streaked across space. The Empire had never seen anything like them. Projectiles that existed in multiple quantum states simultaneously, impossible to track or intercept. The Planet Breaker fired its main weapon, a beam of pure destruction that had ended countless civilizations. But the quantum torpedoes struck first. They phased through the superweapon's shields as if they weren't there, materializing inside its power core. The Empire's greatest weapon disappeared in a flash of light that briefly outshone the sun. The explosion rippled through space, its quantum aftermath disrupting Imperial systems across the battlefield. The elite guard's formation broke. Ships began retreating in panic, only to find their escape routes blocked by Earth's gravity manipulation technology. They were trapped, their mighty fleet reduced to scattered, terrified survivors. The Imperial Elite Commander's final transmission was filled with fear. "What are you? How did you become so powerful?" Jack's response was simple. "We are human, and you should have left us alone." The battle was ending, but the war would continue. The Empire would not accept this defeat easily. But Earth had more surprises waiting, more weapons and technologies they hadn't yet revealed. The Empire's desperation would only make their final defeat more complete. The walls of Earth's war room displayed a holographic map of the solar system, showing the remnants of the once mighty Imperial fleet scattered and broken. Admiral Jack stood before the World Defense Council, outlining humanity's final strategy. "The Empire is wounded, but still dangerous," he explained. "Their remaining forces have gathered at Neptune, awaiting reinforcements that will never arrive. Thanks to Project Archimedes, no Imperial ship can enter or leave our solar system. The time to end this war is now." Earth's combined fleet assembled near Mars, 3,000 ships strong. Every vessel humanity had built, every weapon they had created, united for one final battle. The EDS Defender led the formation, its quantum drives glowing with power. "All ships report ready," Lieutenant Mike announced. "The Empire has fortified Neptune's orbit with their remaining 5,000 ships. They've activated all their remaining superweapons." Jack's voice carried across the entire fleet. "For 50 years, we prepared in secret. We let them think us weak while we grew strong. Today, we show them humanity's full power. All ships, battle stations. Execute Operation Endgame." The Earth fleet jumped into quantum space, using technology stolen and improved from the Empire decades ago. They emerged behind Neptune, catching the Imperial forces completely by surprise. "Fire the quantum disruptors," Jack ordered. The human fleet released clouds of quantum particles that interfaced with Neptune's magnetic field, turning the planet itself into a weapon. Imperial ships found their systems failing as waves of electromagnetic energy washed over them. The Imperial Admiral, aboard his last remaining command ship, watched in horror as Earth's fleet demonstrated capabilities beyond anything the Empire had imagined. Human ships phased through solid matter, existed in multiple places simultaneously, and wielded gravity itself as a weapon. "How?" he demanded over the communications channel. "How did you surpass us so completely?" Commander Emma, leading a strike force of stealth ships, answered by demonstrating humanity's greatest strength. Her ships executed maneuvers that the Empire's rigid tactical doctrine claimed were impossible. They thought in ways the Empire never had, used technology in ways the Empire never considered. "We learned from every civilization you conquered," she transmitted. "We studied your defeats and your victories. We took your technology and made it better. Because that's what humans do. We adapt, we improve, we overcome." The battle raged around Neptune's blue clouds. Imperial ships fought with desperate fury, but they were facing an enemy that had spent half a century preparing specifically to defeat them. Every tactic they tried, Earth had a counter. Every weapon they fired, Earth had a defense. The EDS Defender engaged the Imperial command ship directly. The two vessels exchanged fire at point-blank range, their weapons lighting up space. But where the Imperial ship relied on brute force, the Defender used precision and innovation. "Target their quantum core," Jack ordered. "Full power to the phase cannons." The Defender's main weapons fired, not energy or projectiles, but streams of altered spacetime that bypassed all physical defenses. The Imperial command ship shields meant nothing against weapons that attacked reality itself. In the final moments, the Imperial Admiral finally understood. His mighty empire hadn't found a primitive civilization to conquer. They had awakened a sleeping giant, a species that had turned their own arrogance against them. "All Imperial ships," he broadcast. "This is your commander. We have lost. Power down your weapons. The war is over." Across Neptune's orbit, Imperial ships went dark. The mighty fleet that had conquered 1,000 worlds surrendered to the civilization they had dismissed as primitive just months ago. Jack's voice carried across the battlefield. To all Imperial forces, your surrender is accepted. You will be treated according to Earth's laws of war. The Empire's reign in this solar system is over. The final push had succeeded beyond anyone's expectations. Earth hadn't just defeated an Imperial fleet, they had broken the Empire's power forever. As the human ships began securing their prisoners, everyone knew that the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, and this time, they would do it on their own terms. 1 month after the final battle at Neptune, representatives from across the galaxy gathered in the newly constructed Space Assembly in Geneva. The massive chamber, built with a combination of human and alien technology, hosted diplomats from 100 worlds. Admiral Jack stood at the podium, his uniform decorated with medals from every nation on Earth. Before him sat not just human leaders, but alien diplomats who had rushed to Earth after news of the Empire's defeat spread across the galaxy. "The war is over," he announced, his voice translated into 50 alien languages simultaneously. "The Empire's fleet is destroyed. Their power in this region of space is broken. But this victory belongs not just to Earth, but to every world that suffered under Imperial rule." In orbit, the captured Imperial ships were being studied by human scientists, their technology already being improved upon. The Empire's greatest weapons had become humanity's newest tools. Commander Emma, now leading Earth's first diplomatic fleet, reported from the edge of the solar system. "The Empire's retreat is confirmed. Their remaining forces have withdrawn from all neighboring systems. The quantum barrier is holding them back from any attempted counterattack." The alien diplomats watched in amazement as humans demonstrated their technological achievements. What they had accomplished in secret over 50 years had surpassed what other civilizations had developed over centuries. "We did not want this war," Jack continued. "We prepared for it because we had to. Now we offer something the Empire never did: partnership. Earth will share its advancements, its technologies, its innovations. In return, we ask only for peace and cooperation." The response was immediate. Worlds that had lived in fear of the Empire now sought alliance with Earth. They saw in humanity something unique, a species that had not only defeated the Empire, but had done so by thinking differently, by innovating in ways no one had imagined possible. Lieutenant Mike, monitoring communications from Earth's quantum network, reported, "We're receiving requests for diplomatic relations from over 200 worlds. The Empire's former subjects are declaring independence. A new era is beginning." In the following weeks, Earth began dismantling its war machinery, converting military installations into research centers and diplomatic outposts. The massive shipyards that had built the fleet now produced vessels of exploration and commerce. But they didn't disarm completely. The quantum defense grid remained active, the stealth ships stayed on patrol, and the hidden weapons remained ready. Humanity had learned its lesson well. Peace required strength. The Imperial ambassador, still a prisoner on Earth, requested an audience with the World Council. "We never understood," he admitted. "We saw your divided nations, your conflicts, your apparent technological backwardness. We thought it was weakness. Instead, it was your strength. Your differences forced you to think in ways we never could." Jack's response was measured. "Every human conflict, every challenge we faced, taught us something. We learned to adapt, to think creatively, to find solutions where others saw only problems. That's why we won." Earth's victory had changed the galaxy forever. The age of Imperial domination was over. In its place, a new order was emerging, one based on cooperation and innovation, rather than conquest and submission. Commander Emma's final report from the frontier summarized it best. "Other civilizations built empires. They conquered, they dominated, they ruled. But humans, we did something different. We prepared, we innovated, we survived. And now we'll help others do the same." As the first human ships prepared to venture beyond the solar system, carrying diplomats and scientists instead of weapons, the galaxy watched with anticipation. Humanity had proven itself not just powerful, but wise enough to use that power responsibly. The Empire's defeat marked not an ending, but a beginning. Earth was ready to take its place among the stars, not as conquerors like the Empire, but as innovators, partners, and protectors. In the end, the Empire's greatest mistake wasn't attacking Earth. It was failing to realize that humans would never submit, never surrender, and never stop improving. They had awakened a force that would reshape the galaxy, not through conquest, but through innovation and determination. The age of humanity had begun.